Picture this. A 3-year-old in Osaka walks down a sidewalk alone. Small backpack on his shoulders, real coins in his pocket. He's heading to the corner store to buy milk for his mother. She watches from the kitchen window, but she doesn't follow. To you, this might look reckless. To her, it's one of the most powerful gifts she can give his growing mind. Japan has held one of the highest average IQs in the world for decades. Not for one generation, but across millions of children. It's not the schools. It's not the genetics. The real answer starts long before kindergarten. It starts at the dinner table at the front door on a quiet street where a toddler walks alone. In the next 8 minutes, I'll walk you through 3 habits. Researchers believe shape a toddler's brain more than almost anything else. And I'll be honest, one of these is the hardest thing I've ever tried to do as a parent. We'll get to it last. A quick warning before we start. Some of what you're about to hear sounds extreme to Western ears. I'm not asking you to copy everything, I'm just showing you what the science actually says. You decide what fits your family. Here's what I find fascinating. In most American homes, the toddler years are treated as fragile. We childproof every corner we hover at the playground. We cut grapes into quarters and finish our toddlers' sentences. We solve their puzzles before they ever feel stuck. The intention is love, but the message we send is different. You can't. I'll do it. Wait for me. In Japan, the assumption flips completely. A toddler isn't fragile, she's competent. Small and inexperienced, sure, but already capable of doing real things in a real world. Research suggests this one shift in framing changes how a child's brain wires itself for years. Not because Japanese parents are colder, but because they trust earlier. Habit number 3. Skinship. In Japan, there's a word skinship that doesn't quite translate into English. It means closeness through skin contact. Mothers and toddlers bathe together every night often until the child is 6 or 7. Many families still co-sleep at age 4. Toddlers are carried, not pushed, in strollers well past the 2nd birthday. Here's where Western parenting advice gets it wrong. We're told that co-sleeping a 4-year-old creates dependency, that holding a toddler too much will spoil her. The research tells a very different story. A study published in Developmental Psychology found that young children with consistent physical closeness showed measurable changes in the genes that control stress response. Other research from Notre Dame has linked early skin contact to stronger emotional regulation years later. Better sleep, fewer tantrums, less separation anxiety at preschool drop-off. And honestly, this isn't unique to Japan. Many cultures across Africa, Latin America, and South Asia have always done this. What makes Japan different is something else. Japan is one of the most modern high-technology countries on Earth. The country that built bullet trains and humanoid robots. And yet, in the most intimate corner of family life, the way a parent holds a toddler at bedtime, they never gave up the old way. Modern doesn't have to mean cold. Habit number 2. They don't talk down. In most Western homes, you hear it constantly, the high-pitched voice and the exaggerated tone. Does the baby want her sippy cup? Yes, she does. In Japan, it's different. There's an approach called Katari Kake Ikuji. It roughly translates to narrating childcare. From the moment a baby is born, Japanese mothers speak in full normal sentences. They explain why the bathwater needs to cool. They describe the weather on the walk home. They narrate dinner being made ingredient by ingredient. To an outsider, it looks strange, like a one-way conversation. But here's what's actually happening inside that small brain. Researchers Hart and Risley found that the number of words a child hears before age 3 is one of the strongest predictors of academic success years later. By kindergarten, some children had heard 30 million more words than others. 30 million. Some researchers argue that warm, melodic baby talk, what scientists call parentese, does help language development, so baby talk isn't the enemy. But there's a difference. Parentese is musical and full of real words. The dumbed-down version most of us slip into treats the toddler like she can't understand. The Japanese approach skips the simplification entirely, keeping the warmth, dropping the dumbing down. And honestly, this is the habit I think about the most. Because it costs nothing, not one toy, not one app. You just need to talk to your child like she's already listening. Because she already is. Habit number 1. The one I told you about at the start. The one I find almost impossible to practice. They give their toddlers real responsibility long before the world says they're ready. In Japan, there's a famous TV show called Hajimete no Atsukai, which translates to My First Errand. Cameras follow toddlers, some as young as 2.5, as they walk through real city streets alone to buy something for their mother. Real traffic, real shops, real money. To Western viewers, it looks shocking. To Japanese families, it's tradition. The show has been running on national television since 1991. But the errand isn't really the point. There's a deeper word for the concept. Jiritsu. It means self-reliance, literally standing on one's own. From the moment a toddler can walk, Jiritsu is the goal. She pours her own water, puts her own shoes away, wipes up her own spill. At 2 years old. In Western parenting, we delay responsibility. She's only 2. Let me do it for her. In Japanese parenting, the assumption is reversed. She's already 2, of course she can do it. The research backs the Japanese way completely. Marty Rossman at the University of Minnesota tracked children for over 25 years into adulthood. The single best predictor of adult success wasn't IQ, family income, or the parent's education. It was whether the child had been given household responsibilities starting between ages 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Most of us are still cutting up sandwiches at that age. And honestly, this habit is the hardest one for me. Every instinct wants to step in to help to fix. Watching a small child struggle with something I could do in 5 seconds feels almost unbearable. But that discomfort is the whole point. That's the brain being built. So what do you actually do tonight? 3 things, and none of them cost $1. First, the talking shift. For 1 full day, talk to your toddler the way you'd talk to a friend. Tell her why the soup needs to cool down. Tell her what you're chopping for dinner. Notice how often you slip back into the high-pitched voice. Second, the responsibility shift. Pick 1 thing she does that you've been doing for her. Maybe it's putting on shoes. Maybe it's carrying her plate to the sink. Hand it over, then sit on your hands. Let her struggle for 2 extra minutes before you step in. That gap is where her brain grows. Third, the closeness shift. Tonight at bedtime, skip the screen. Sit on the floor next to her. Read a book with your arm around her shoulders. Or just lie down beside her until she falls asleep. No phone, no multitasking. 5 minutes of pure skin contact, that's it. You don't need a method or a curriculum or a Tokyo postcode. You just need to shift 1 habit tonight and see what happens by Friday. So here's the truth nobody told you. The smartest toddlers in the world aren't being trained. They're being trusted. Held close spoken to like real people and given the dignity of doing things on their own. 3 Japanese words, skinship, katarikake kuji, jiritsu. That's the whole framework. And the most powerful part? You can start any of them tonight with nothing more than the choice to do it. If one of these habits made you pause, tell me which one in the comments. And if you want more research-backed Japanese parenting tools for raising toddlers, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.